Hi everybody, I'm back with another haul video and ooh, look at my alien friends. I went to a couple of stops to get all of this today. Well, I didn't go today. A couple days ago I went to the bins at the Goodwill, which is the by the pound, and I did buy a bunch of clothes, most of which I'm not going to show you because, clothes. But I did find a really cute, let me see if I can show it to you. I don't usually buy kids' clothes. I've been saying that, but I had to get this. Look at this. Harajuku Binnie shirt. She's just too cute. I had to buy her. I actually bought several shirts from this line, and there was a pair of pants, but I couldn't find them. It's driving me crazy. And I also got a Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm just going to show you the print. Nightmare Before Christmas fitted sheet, which should sell pretty well. The Nightmare Before Christmas sheets that have all the characters on it sell for like $50 to $100 used. Crazy. So when I was there, I went inside the store because I went to the bins by myself this time, which I never do, and my husband always rushes me. So this time I went by myself, and afterward I went inside the store, which is crazy in there, and found really just a couple of things. One of which was a blind box, an anime blind box, and this is who was inside. And I should know who he is. My son told me who he is, but I don't remember. So we're hanging on to him for now. He's a common, I think, but for $1, I wasn't going to leave a blind box behind. The better, let me show you the second. The second thing I found were these Pirates of the Caribbean coasters. And I was a little confused by them because they were wrapped in plastic that appeared to be factory plastic, but they did not have any kind of barcodes or anything like that. It was really kind of strange. So I bought them because they were, I think, $1.99. And when I got them home, oh, there's the other one. When I got them home, I opened them because I wanted to see if there were multiple designs, and there were. And then I realized, because the design that was on the front was this one, which was kind of generic. But then when I saw this and when I saw this, I knew they were scenes from the ride. So it turns out these came in a cool treasure chest from Disneyland or the Disney store, I don't know which. If you have them in the treasure chest, it's worth a lot of money. If you have them loose, like this, a couple of people were selling them loose, and what I'm going to do is break them up because there's multiples of each design. I'm going to break them into 2 sets of 8. There's 16 here, and I don't think people need 16 coasters. 8 is plenty, so I'm going to break them up into 2 sets of 8 and sell them separately. And I think they'll do okay because not everybody's going to want to buy the big $100 box just to get these fun coasters. So we got those. The best find were my friends back here, and let me see if I can turn them on. It's daylight, so I'm not sure. Let's see, there we go. So they are lights. Aren't they cute? And they blink and they twinkle, and they're probably going to be really annoying after a while because that blinking is crazy. But I thought I might put them on my Christmas tree because our Christmas tree is done all in spaceships and pop culture, but I'm not sure I can deal with the crazy blinking. I think there might be another setting. Let's see. Oh, that one's, yeah, that's like seizure inducing. And then I can never figure out how to turn them off. There we go. I think they're solar powered too. I'm not sure. So they were didn't have any packaging. They just came loose and they worked. I turned them on in the store and couldn't figure out how to turn them off. And they're the aliens from Toy Story, so I had to buy them because they were too adorable. So that's everything I got that day. The next day, I went to an estate sale that I had hoped to get a lot more stuff, but the prices were really high. Like vintage tablecloth, beautiful, beautiful vintage tablecloth, but $295 for it, which, is like antique store price, not estate sale price. And maybe that's a ridiculous thing to say, but it's how I feel. So the person was very into England. It's my second British haul of the last few weeks. And they were really into rubbings. And the estate sale actually had brass rubbings from England, like the actual ones they had done for sale as well. But she wanted $10 a piece for them, and they weren't in great shape. And maybe they had some value. I don't know. I know I left things behind that had value, but I couldn't spend any more, especially not knowing for sure what I was getting. What I wanted to get, which I did get, was these plates. So they're metal plates on like a felt background. And you can see the end here. It doesn't say much. Lady Elizabeth Verney. That's all it says. Now, Lady Elizabeth, because that's not Lady Elizabeth, is in here. Open this up. So this box had two of them inside. This one, who is Lady Elizabeth, and I think that's Ralph or something. And this one is, oh gosh, I looked it up and I know it's Alicia or Anna. Sorry, I did my homework, but now I can't remember. So they must have all come in their own boxes originally, but clearly the person didn't keep all the boxes, and this is what's left. They are called, I think, it took a lot of figuring out, brass rubbing miniatures. So somebody did brass rubbings in England and then created these little plaques from the brass rubbings. So this image is inside of a cathedral or something in London. There are places that sell these online. They sell for about 35 or more a piece. They come in a little bit different styles, different sizes. I don't know. I think what I'm going to try to do is I think I'm going to group them together, even though this one kind of goes separately. I don't know if I should put her separately. I have to think about it and see what we can do. They're pretty cool, and I think they're old. But it's hard to say. Like I said, there's no dates or anything on them. But I thought they were really unusual, and we have a lot of British things up right now, so I thought that would go with that. They also had some old vintage slide packs. So these are things you would have bought back in the day, probably in the 60s, possibly the 70s. When you went on a vacation, you could get these commercially made slides of the area you visited. So there's a couple of Alaskas from this company, which I can't read it, Johnson Company, Johnson, something like that. And even though these two say the same thing, you can see they're not the same slides. They're sets, so you would see how it says like 3X, 3Y. So these are sets. And then there's the Evergreen slides from Vancouver. And there's a whole set of those, Lionsgate Bridge, Stanley Park, and another Vancouver. And again, these are all different. You see they're labeled 303, even if they just say Vancouver 310. And these are from the Evergreen Color Slide Company, and they each have like 5 slides in them. And then I also got these Alaska slides with Alaska Joe. I wish they were dated, but they've got to be from the 60s or 70s, like I said. These are Panaview slides, which many people will know from the era. And then this one is Princess Cruises' The Sun Princess color slides, Super 35 World of Color from Dexter. The Sun Princess, I understand, was used on at least one Love Boat episode. And maybe some other TV shows as well, because I guess Princess Cruises were often used to film any TV shows that took place on a cruise ship. So I put those up by themselves, the Alaskas by themselves, the others aren't listed yet. Again, Boris Basement on eBay if you're interested in buying any of these things. I also got, how much time have I got? Oh, running out of time. One last thing, let me show you. Was a box full, 2 things, of old miniatures, dollhouse miniatures. Now, I know these look like garbage. They look like nothing, but they're actually something. These are Superior Plastic, and they sell really well on eBay. I suspect that some people are buying them for the nostalgia for their dollhouses, but I think what more people are buying them for, look at the turkey, isn't that funny? Turkey, is that they are buying them for all those kind of crazy craft projects that you see on Etsy where people use little tchotchkes like these and glue them into little houses and on top of frames and all kinds of other stuff. Oh, that piece is broken. That's a shame. So, yeah, was really fun. I got, ignore the phone ringing. It's a broom. I got the slides, and this last thing I'm going to show you for a total of 20. This is the last thing. It is a space, 1968. It's an Apollo mission, or Gemini mission. I think it's an Apollo mission. Commemorative spoon. I saw the top and fell in love. Look at that beautiful rocket and Saturn and the moon, but we weren't going to Saturn. And then in the spoon, if I can get the glare off of it, really tricky. It says Lovell, Bowman, and I think it's Anders, and they were the flight crew, the astronauts that went on this mission. So that's what I got this week. Tell me what you got on your estate sale, thrift store hauls. I'd love to hear about it.